Hey guys, Woody the Unexceptional Gamer. My son's outside the door. And I have a few notes here. I'm going to talk about DDoSing. The first thing, what DDoSing is, for those of you that don't know. Normally when computers talk to each other, one guy goes like this, the other guy goes and then back and forth and back and forth. That's how it works. Well, with DDoSing, the computer sends a signal to this one, and this one replies, but he doesn't listen. So he replies again and again and again, and he's just, troll facing or something. And that's how it works. They're able to bother this guy a maximum amount by sending them the least. And then the other problem is there's like thousands of these. And they just, chat. And he's there replying to each of them many, many times the best he can. Just dealing with everyone starting conversations and dropping them with him. And then he gets overwhelmed and he dies. That's what a DDoS is. It's lots of people just flooding information to your computer more than he can reply to, and then they make it worse through clever little tricks. It's what happens to me when I try to live stream. I've had a bunch of people give me solutions, and that's part of why I'm making this video, because their ideas are very much like the first things that you try. And I've been battling this for a year, and I'm not an idiot with regards to tech stuff. So, one thing people say is use a VPN. That idea in itself isn't a bad one. This is what a virtual private network is. Basically, like when you talk to the world, you tell it where to talk back to you. Reach me at my IP address. Reach me at pretend it was a real life address. I'm here. All right, here. What do you want? And then back and forth. This is so stupid. But you have to tell them where you're from. With a VPN, what happens is you send your signal not from your house to the world, but from your house to some other data center to the world. And then everyone who's talking to you thinks you live at that data center. I don't know how to do this. And that's what you do. And no one knows your real IP address. They always respond to that data center, the one that your VPN is hosted in, to get to you. It's an extra route. It's a private tunnel for your traffic to go. And everyone thinks you live where the tunnel comes out, but you don't. You live back here. And they can't attack your house directly. They can only attack that entrance to the tunnel. There's challenges. The first things I tried were regular, residential VPN type stuff. Like Hide My Ass is one. There was one with Strong in the name, maybe Strong VPN, but both of those go down immediately. There are bigger, badder wolves messing with me than these companies want to deal with. What they're really for, things like Hide My Ass, things like Strong VPN, it's not for DDoS protection. It's for surfing the web anonymously. If you want to download your illegal torrents, then no one will track you. They won't know what your address is. All of it will be going through that sort of anonymous tunnel. If you want to do even trickier things, illegal things like child porn or hacking or whatever, then you can use a VPN and it will protect you. It'll make you anonymous. But if people start overwhelming, the exit to your private tunnel at that data center, then you're in trouble and they just null route you. Any traffic having to do with your house, your real house, gets thrown away. And that's how a VPN works. The first one I tried were those cheap ones, and that didn't work. So the next thing I tried was setting up my own VPN on a system that had a gigabit connection to the internet. I don't know what your connection is, but I'll pretend you have a 25 megabit download. This was 1,000. So it's, all right, maybe this thing will be able to withstand a DDoS attack. No, they hit me with 9.8 gigabits per second of traffic. Right, 9.8 gigabits per second. It seemed like 1,000 was a lot. And again, what's your home network? 25 megabits? This is 9,800 megabits. And I got null routed at the data center. So then I found another VPN by a company that explicitly specializes in DDoS protection. And it's big enough to handle, with some ease, a 9.8 gigabit DDoS. But there were problems with the quality there. When I live streamed through it, it was laggy. And it made everything look like sort of a rapid slideshow. And to watch gameplay, for example, was completely unwatchable. And if you think, well, my standards aren't that low, a little lag. No. It was a lot of lag. Nobody's standards are this low. It was bad. So that was a problem for me. And I don't know if I'll ever try that service again. If something doesn't work out on its first day, do you fire him? Maybe, maybe not, but I don't have any ideas on how to make it better, so I won't just do the same damn thing again. I'll have to think of a way to improve that service if I were to ever try it again. It's an idea with promise, a VPN through a hardcore anti-DDoS service, but if they can't handle my stream, then that's not good. So, you know, and it wasn't just bandwidth. You know, I think it was a quality of service. For people that don't know, we all talk about bandwidth, you know, when we talk about how good our connections are, but there's more to it than that. There's ping, how long it takes for traffic to get here and there, and some of you understand that. And then there's other stuff like quality of service and, you know, jitter, and like if I send 1,000 packets, do those 1,000 packets arrive to their destination in order, or does my destination get like packet 15 first and sit on its butt waiting for the other 14 packets to arrive so that it can put them in order and know what to do with it? There are all sorts of aspects to, like, you know, internet protocol, like TCP/IP communication or UDP communication, that matter, that we don't talk about very much. We just talk about like raw download speeds. And I think it was those other things, like are my packets arriving in order? Are my packets arriving in a steady flow, that were causing the slideshow type thing that you guys were getting? And, you know, that's not okay. It has to be a good stream. I want to have the best quality stream on YouTube. Like that's the goal. That's the target. And that wasn't it. That wasn't it at all. I have another idea, but I can't tell you about it. But it has a lot of hope, a lot of promise. And, hopefully I'll get that in place soon. But just so you know, I've tried the VPN route. Some people say, Woody, get a better router. You know, they have routers that handle DDoS. That's not it either, right? That tells me that you're very new to dealing with DDoS problems. What happens is they attack your cable modems here, and then your routers here, and then that goes out to the rest of your home network. Well, the edge device, the cable modem, is what gets attacked. You know, and it attacks, of course, through that the best they can. But my router is like the firewall router. You know, the Pentagon would use this freaking. I'm exaggerating, but it's very good. It's not the weak link. The problem is they're able to overwhelm the cable modem that sits in front of the router. So no router in the world can protect what's in front of it. No firewall is so strong that things in front of it are protected. Only things behind it are protected. And the cable modem is by definition in front of it. You can't put the cable modem behind the firewall. You know, the edge device goes on the edge. That's the way the internet works. That's it. You know, there's no discussion. There's no clever thing. The cable modem is on the edge, and that's what falls down. And my bandwidth isn't enough. Like I said, they attack me with like 9,800 megabits of traffic. Can your cable modem deal with that? You know, probably not. So a better router and a better VPN hasn't worked so far. And the better VPN idea, not the hide my ass or, you know, baby stuff, but like the serious stuff, might work, but so far it hasn't. And other ideas that I have, I think might work too, but I haven't done them yet. So that's what I've tried. What else do I want to talk about here? Oh, hacker relationships. Yeah, I don't know why I get targeted so much. I get that question a lot, and the question itself almost hurts my feelings. Like there's something I've done that makes them hack me instead of somebody else. You know, I like in my head to think that, you know, like, I don't want to be a jackass about it, but, you know, like PKA is one of the biggest podcasts in, you know, our little scene. Therefore, maybe it's the one that attracts the most attention. They've told me, like, kick Wings off the show and we'll leave you alone. No. That idea is a non-starter. You know, Wings isn't going anywhere. That's how we work. And, you know, I certainly would never do something like that, period. So, you know, so like that's not going to happen. Sometimes they say, you know, do this or that, and, you know, oh, they want to be on Painkiller already. No, like you can't push around Painkiller already to get what you want. You know, I'd sooner go pre-recorded than make a star out of some jackass. And there's people that do cyber attacks and people who claim credit for cyber attacks, and they are rarely the same person. The people you see on Twitter pretending to have figured this or that out, like all these things are so not attacks. You know, they send an email to my agent, and then my agent replies to them, and they're like, "Look, I got access to Woody's secret email." No, you didn't. You wrote my agent. Like that's not a hack. You know, you've got nothing going on there. You know, the people that claim credit, I robbed your house. Really, where do I live? Nah, I don't know. Well, then it wasn't you. It wasn't you. I got SWAT team last night, but it's not like it used to be. It's nothing now. It's so, like, sometimes they call ahead. They're like, Woody, you know, did you call us? I'm like, no, dude. I forget about it. Sometimes they ring the doorbell and they're like, you know, is there a problem here? We're like, nope, it's all cool. And they just leave. The first time we ever got swatted, they like for the riot shields and the helmets, and they hid in the bushes and they watched and like cased the house. But that's not the deal anymore. And I almost like being swatted. Like, I shouldn't say this because it's going to invite trouble, but like when you mess with my police department, I think that you're messing with people who are likely to strike back. You know, if you mess with whatever, a YouTuber, there's only so much you can do. But when you mess with the police department directly, you're really playing with fire. And every time I see them play with fire, I think, ooh, might get burned. You know? How safe do you think you are? I know you use Skype. I get that. I know you use, you know, the AT&T like voice relay service intended for people who are hard of hearing. But you know, keep messing with the police and see how that works out for you. I almost enjoy getting swatted because you're messing with the police really a lot more than me. You know, I'm not really that inconvenienced. I just answer the door or return a phone call. But the police are very much inconvenienced and embarrassed and angry about, you know, all the fake calls to them. So that kind of makes me happy. The other thing, people send pizzas to my house and stuff. Like, that's not really an attack on me. It's an attack on the local businesses around me. I ring the doorbell, or I answer the door and be like, oh, dude, you got fooled. They, you know, buy the ingredients, make a pizza, put it in a car, drive it to my house. Like, those are the people who are really inconvenienced, not me. But, so yeah, a lot of the attacks. Oh, heck, I got strikes on my channel last night, or one strike. And that's not really that big a deal either. I send a text message to my guys, and they'll work it out with YouTube and have the strike removed. But to them, it's a pain in the ass. You know, the attacks you're doing on me are rarely hurting me at all. They're just hurting, like, everybody in my universe, and that kind of sucks for them. But, you know, it is what it is. At first, I was really nice to the hackers. You know, I listened to their lies and tell them their stories were interesting and, you know, pretend I believe what they were saying. But after a while, it was like, if they're attacking me anyway, I just cut ties with them, you know, block them and don't talk to them. And a lot of people think, like, it's me, you know, causing all this to happen. But I don't really see what I did. Optic versus Envy's coming up. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't know. Jackasses will be jackasses. There's not much you can do about it. And the trouble is now, like, any script kiddie can go online, spend $5, they get access to like shell servers and send tons of traffic at somebody. I haven't figured out how they're getting my IP address yet. And once I have that worked out, like, that's a viable idea. You know, we've talked about using a VPN to hide yourself. Just not, yeah, like, if you can figure out how they get your IP and stop that behavior, and it's not Skype, back off. If you can figure out how they get your VPN, then, or how they get your IP address, then you don't even need protection because you're hidden. You know, if they don't know where you live, they can't rob you. But somehow they keep finding out where I live, and I haven't quite figured that out yet. Is my machine ratted? I'll look into it and see if I can get that going. Facebook hack? I'm not sure. But that's about my DDoS update. You know, the strike will be removed. It's a shame, you know, I can't live stream until it's removed. One of the first things that happens when you get a strike on your channel is, like, my ability to play with you guys online and live stream PKA and stuff like that is taken away. But hopefully it's fixed, you know, within a week. And it's not a big deal. But yeah, I have ideas on how to solve the DDoS. We will eventually get there, but we're not there right now. And I've tried all the simple stuff. Trust me, I've been working on this for a while now. And yeah, leave a comment, by the way, if you're a true expert. Like, if you're a grown-up that works in the field of security and you're interested in talking to me about this sort of thing, then I'd be interested in talking to you. If you're, you know, really just getting started, you've been at this for like 6 or 12 months or something, then I probably, you know the sort of things that you know already. But if there's a real, like, you know, IT professional out there who works in the world of cybersecurity, then drop me a note and let me know, and we'll see what we can do. I guess that's about it. So thank you for making it, this far in the video. We will get this thing worked out, and I'll be able to stream again someday. It's not a matter of getting them to stop hacking me, because I don't think that's like a viable option. There'll always be people who try to bully you. It's a matter of being bully proof, and that's where I aspire to be.